And then as you're sitting, let's just start with some tapping. We'll just start on the tapping on the side of the hand. Tapping is a wonderful practice to do every day. There's so much talk right now about calming the nervous system and using sound and all these tools that we have. So yoga and movement is definitely one of them. So we're going to do that. So changing to tap on the other hand. And you can set an intention. Coming to this present moment by breathing in and breathing out. And then from that moment of Rajasic and tapping, just stop and come into the stillness with the palms, hands on the knees, palms up, sitting up tall with the spine, engaging in your core. Feel the lift in your rib cage as your energy sinks down into the earth from the tailbone and your crown lifts up to the sun. Taking a breath in and breath out. And if you're ready, opening the eyes and moving side to side. And circling, getting the full range of motion in the hips and lower back. And then going in the other direction for about 3 circles, 3 times. And as you come back to center, we're going to lift up, and I'm just going to move to the sides. You can see, and if you want to hold on to your shins and tuck the chin toward the chest, rounding the spine. You will engage in the core, lift the chest, lift the head, lift the eyes, coming into a dog tilt where the pelvis rocks back. Keeping your core engaged and pull that navel toward the spine. Rounding. Moving slowly with mindfulness, listening to the body. And do 2 more times, rounding. And lifting up. 1 more time. Lifting up, breathing in. And coming to center. Let's fold forward over the legs. Reaching the arms out. And walking the arms to hands to one side. Walking to the other side. Following your own flow. When you're ready, coming back to the middle, I'm going to lift up, bring the knees up, go side to side, and then putting the other leg in front. And as we lift up, you can use one hand to support yourself and gently windmill the arms side to side. I'm going to do this 3 more times. So when you feel a little bit warmed up and want to stretch a micro movement more, reach from the shoulder through the elbows to the fingertips. Two more times, just reaching, and feel the lines of force as you press that hip and glute down into the mat, and the fingers reach across and up to the sky. And one more time. And from this, I feel my breath opening. So that's a wonderful feeling. And then from here, folding forward over the legs. You can stay in one place, or you can twist to each side. When you're ready, come up. You're going to extend the legs into windshield wipers. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Rolling the thighs across in. We're going to do it for 10 more times. This is such a simple yet powerful practice that I wish we could get everybody in the world doing. Circle my feet, working the ankles, and then bring your feet up. We're going to go into the seated cliffhanger, hips forward, bending the elbows, and following your own rhythm of what your body wants, and lifting and straightening the arms. Bending and lifting. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's do 2 more times. And this last time, if you can come up and hold in egg pose, or lifting the feet, hugging the knees, and lifting in the chest. Tuck the chin. Relax the shoulders, balancing, containing your energy, nourishing yourself. And now we take the feet down and open into butterfly. So, and you can move or stay still, or pull your elbows back. Lifting in the chest. You can do like bellows. And take a moment and coming into quiet stillness in your center. So important to come back to ourselves, to our center. And when you're ready, opening your eyes, and as you feel into your hips, I'm going to open them up a little bit more, extending. I've got my left leg extended. We're going to, do the rock and roll here in a minute, and then we'll go on our backs and stretch the legs some more. But I'm going to open up the hips first. So as you're ready, we're going to walk the hands over toward the bent knee. Relax that foot and gently and safely roll that hip over and back. We have got a little adjustment there, which I love this for. To get the energy moving, and so much can get stuck in our hips. That's why it's so good to move the hips and shoulders. There are our four corners of our body. So opening that up, and when you're ready, coming back into butterfly. Check it out, and then extend the other leg to the side. And fold forward. Yeah, it can be tender and challenging here. So again, I'm going to take my hands toward the bent knee and gently rock and roll the leg forward and back. You can twist your shoulders around and make it as big or small as your body allows or that you want. Let's do this about 2 more times. Good. And coming back into butterfly. And wiggle and shake and check it out. From here, we're going to bring our knees up and go side to side. And I'm going to circle around. This is where we're going to go onto our back. Have your strap here. As you gently lower down. Take a moment and relax and get settled and comfortable so that as we bring the heels toward the hips, I'm going to keep one foot pressed on the mat as I extend the opposite leg up, and I'm going to use my strap to hold it and support it so that there's no force and I'm not trying to hold on. I'm trying to support the body to release, and I'm giving it tools and props. It's okay. And so I'm rocking the leg forward and back. You can have the knee bent if that's where you're at. And then if there comes a moment when you can straighten the knee, even if it doesn't move as much, play with that going back and forth. If you take it down, you're engaging more in the quads and more of a power up, but the tie or strap still helps your body. It doesn't have to work so hard. And engage in your core. Pull that navel to your spine. Because as we bring it back up, when you feel really grounded and secure, we're just going to use the tie and let the foot open up and the leg open up to the side. Press through that heel, flex the foot if you can. Keep the core engaged and the quads. Lift it up. Breathe a lot. We're going to do that 2 more times. Hold it for a second or two if you can. I feel it even in my shin. So it's working different places. Okay. Last time, hold as you extend it and bring it back up. I'm going to release the tie and let that foot come down. I'm just going to let the knees go to the side for a second. Open the arms. A gentle twist before we do the other side. And then I'm also going to twist to the other side just for balance. And then coming back to center. Wiggle your shoulders and get everything connected to the earth, connected to your mat, supportive. Now we're going to keep that foot, that leg that we just worked with bent, and work with the other side. Seeing, how this side is different. And squeeze your glutes and your core. Being curious about the range of motion. Where are your limits? That's what it shows us. And we all have limits. So it's what can you work within that range? Maximizing your capacity. And as I get that warmed up and moving and I feel ready in my core and my back, I'm going to let the leg go down a little bit further, holding, pressing through that heel and engage in the quads, your core, your glutes. And then returning to center. And then opening the leg to the side. And squeeze. Pelvic floor, the glute. And then letting that leg open to the side for the second time, and then we're going to do it one more time. And so I'm pressing into this foot and keeping my hips as much as I can stable on the mat. It does lift up some. Breathing a lot. Last time. Core engaged. Flex the foot. Press through the heel. And it's like you're resisting, gravity, bring it back up. In the center, hold for a second, then you can release your tie, bend that knee. And twisting to the side. Breathing in and breathing out, coming through center over to the other side. And then when you're ready, bringing the knees back to center, we're going to come into happy baby. Good. Pressing the sacrum toward the mat, lifting in the chest, holding. Wonderful. So as you bring your knees together, we're going to roll to the side and keep coming up until we're on hands and knees. Orienting yourself in the room as you like. And finding your alignment with your knees and your feet disappearing, your palms. We're going to polish the spine and then go up into downward dog to get a nice all over stretch and strengthen the upper body. So pressing into the hands and palms, rounding the spine. Breathing in, dog tilt. Now take the toes under, lift the knees, downward dog. And this first time, we're just going to, get used to the pose a little bit, wiggle. If you get tired, come down into child's pose. And then when we do it next, we're going to hold it a little bit more. So I'm just going to hold here for 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Coming down to your knees and resting in child's pose. Reaching the arms out. We're going to go into the adapted upward dog. So as I reach my hands out, I start pressing into the shins and rounding my spine, rounding my chin toward the chest, maximizing the curve, and then dropping the hips forward. Good. We're not going to stay long. Pressing back into child's pose. And then once more, reaching forward, rounding the spine. And dropping the hips, working on upper body strength. You can bend your elbows and press. Feel the stretch. I love the stretch in the core, the glute work. Squeeze the glutes as you press back. This time we're just going to stay on hands and chins. We're going to round into cat and dog tilt, and this time going into downward dog. So we're going to hold it a little bit longer, go into forward fold, and then work our way up to standing. So if you get tired, you know where we're going. So lifting up into downward dog. And if you want to go up on your tippy toes, and then bring the heels down, and hover the knees over the mat. And however you want to move, we're going to hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Walk the hands and feet together. Forward fold. And then coming up with a flat back. All the way up. Lifting up and exhale. Coming down into mountain pose. And then ready, shake it out. I would say also during the day, We're going to swing the arms. Even if you can't go into a yoga pose or do anything, this shaking is so helpful to clear our energy. Just wiggle and move, as Eleanor is always saying about children, that they just can't sit still. We get taught as we grow up and become adults to stay still, to conform. So we're going to swim, work in the shoulders, conform to how everybody else wants us to move. And it's your body, your freedom of moving. So we're going to backstroke. One more set. And let's just roll the shoulders up and back a few times. Yeah, as I'm doing that, I feel the heart opening and working the scapula in the back. So much stress and tension that we hold in our shoulders. And so rounding forward. Good. And from here, let's come into mountain pose for just a second or two. Feel the stillness or feel the aliveness in your body, hopefully. Tingling, the sensation, the movement of energy. And so we're going to continue with that, getting some fire going with cross crawl. Don't step on a cat. So lift your knees. Touch with your hand, your forearm, your elbow if you really want to go maximum. Good. See everybody moving. This is awesome. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3, 2 more, 1 more, 0. Good. Hips side to side. And you come back to center. Let's take the legs wide. We're going to do that again, but we're going to come into wide leg forward fold. And then we'll do that again. So let's stretch, leaning forward. Let your head drop toward the mat. Bend the knees if you like. I'm going to walk my hands over to one side. Walking my hands through center and over to the other side. Coming back to center. Pressing into the feet. Lifting your eyes, coming up with a flat back all the way up. Engaging your core, your glutes when you get to a certain point. Press yourself up. Wonderful. Your arms up and exhaling. So come down, walk the feet in together. And then just go into cross crawl again. Boy, my legs feel heavier now. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Good. Work those hips. Circle a few times in each direction. And when you're ready, we're going to come and bring our awareness down to our feet because we're going to work on some balancing. And then I want to work into dancing Shiva. So you determine which foot you want to, or leg you want to stand on. And then we're going to press into the ball of the other foot. And feel into the toes and all of the tension they may carry. Switching to the other side. This is another simple movement you can do at any time. And it's working on the strength of your ankles. So I'm going to lift the other heel up and go up on both and alternate, or you can lift both up. Lift one up and drop like a stepper. Or 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3, 2 more, 1, and 0. Good. And so this time we're going to go for 4 times. We're just going to lift up both of our heels and drop. But hold if you can. So find your dresti, lift up, tippy toes and drop. Lift up. I feel my ankles wiggle. And then drop. And then I have to steady myself. And drop one last time. Good. And then as I shake it out, we're going to work on balance a little bit, continuing to do that. As I lift up, I'm standing on one side and I'm going to take my toes behind. And find your dresi, find stability, lift in the rib cage. So there's not a lot of pressure on the toes in this foot. I drag it a little bit forward to get a nice stretch on the top of the foot. Stay lifted. And then place that foot down, being real stable, kind of spreading the toes as I lift up. Take the other foot behind. Touch with the toes, and then I drag it forward a little bit to get on the top of the toes and where it connects and lifting. And then, so we're going to continue bringing our presence down to our balance, our feet, standing on our own 2 feet. So we're going to start by taking one foot back and lift that heel up toward the glutes. And then lift the knee in front and extend that leg. Flex the foot. And good. Place it down. So we're building on our balance. Keep the core engaged, focused on your dresi as you take the other side, the toes back behind. I feel my hips drop. So I'm lifting. You can maybe see that a little bit on the screen. Lift that heel up to the glutes. Squeeze. And lift the knee up in front. And extend the leg. Okay, bring it back down. You can take your hips side to side. So I wanted to anchor in some some balance before we go now into the dancing Shiva. So if you need to hold on to a wall, a chair, a walking stick, whatever you need to support yourself, if you need to go off camera or. So now we're taking one hand, take it behind, and that's going to lift that foot and on the inside of the ankle. And I got to focus on my dressing. And then you can stay here like what we just did, or you can press the knee back, press that ankle into the hand, extend the opposite arm out. You can stay wherever you feel balanced, or you can kind of fold, lean forward as the ankle presses behind. Just know this is a big deal. So give yourself grace for wherever you are today and on this side. And if you are able to balance, fabulous. If you come down, we're going to go to the other side. And so palm is up, lift. And let the other ankle lift up. Staying right here is fine. You're opening up the shoulder. You're working on balance. And then if you're able to press the knee back, working on opening the hips. Engage in your core. And just rock. And you're able to come down. Let's take the hips side to side. We're going to do that again. Let's come down into squat to release the low back. And then on the second time, I'll direct and watch a little bit. So. You want to wiggle and lift the toes, and while you're in squat, rotating. And then we're going to go into a forward fold. I'm going to gently round up this time, lifting the arms up. While I'm here, I want to do the side stretch. So I'm holding the wrist up toward the sky, stretching to the side because we were going forward and back, with our shoulders going to the side. Do each side one more time. Opening up in all the directions. Our body has so much capacity to move in all kinds of directions. So you slowly bring your hands down, taking a breath in into mountain pose, and exhale. Good. Now, if you come to wherever you need to do to balance and going into dancing Shiva one more time. So, palms up and on the inside so that you're opening your shoulder. And wonderful. And if I should have said, you can also use your tie here as well. So repeat on each side. And I can feel from the shoulder, I feel it kind of, the scapula goes toward the shoulder, the spine. I'm going to twist in the opposite direction, coming out. And then I'm going into the second side. And then when you're done, come down into squat or windshield wipers, and we're headed down to the mat. I want to I gotta pull the arm across the body to stretch in the opposite direction. Oh, yeah, good. You can swing the arms, whatever you need to do. If you need to do anything else standing before coming down into squat, you might want to do a forward fold. That's good. And then drop down. Hang out and squat for a moment. If you like, if it doesn't work, come on down into windshield wipers. Take a moment and check in. I'm going to bring the knees up and go side to side. We're going to go into the seated cliffhanger one more time and reverse tabletop if you like, if you feel strong today. But right now, going into seated cliffhanger, bending the elbows, straightening the arms. I'm going to do it 3 times. I'm going to relax into egg, and then I'm going to go into reverse tabletop and work on some strength. And so as I sit up, hugging the knees, relaxing the shoulders. Breathing in and breathing out. I'm going to place my feet and place my hands and make sure I'm stable and strong. And I'm going to go up, breathing in. On the exhale, I'm going to go reverse tabletop, but if you want to continue into seated cliffhanger, we're going to do this 3 times. So good job. Yeah. So you can start with the minimum and go incrementally up, but we're going to bring it down. Lean forward a little bit into your fingertips. Place the palm back down. Breathing in. Exhale, press into the feet and the arms. You can keep squeezing the glutes and lift up. You can drop the head back behind, holding 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Coming down gently with control. Press forward a little bit. Last time, so pressing into the palms. Lifting up. Holding 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Good job. Going to come and balance in egg pose, lifting in the chest. If you can keep your feet off the mat, that's great. If not, use your toes or your full feet for balance. And then letting the feet come to the mat, open up in butterfly. And I'm going to come into easy sit pose. I'm going to twist, so sitting up tall, keeping the rib cage lifted. Look over one shoulder. Keep the core engaged, and as the rib cage rotates, the shoulders follow. Looking over to the other side. And we're going to come back to center, repeating. Because the second time, notice if you can go a little bit further, or if you had any tension or soreness, hopefully it feels a little bit easier. And go to the second side. Relax your jaw. And then as we come forward, fold forward over the legs. And as you're ready to come up, I'm bringing the knees up one more time, putting the other leg in front. And we're going to go back into the side stretch like we did in the beginning. So this time you may feel a little bit more open and can play with more movement. So as I take it over to one side, I'm going to also play with opening the arm behind me now. Over, reaching, I feel it from the hips, through the shoulder, elbow, wrist, and fingers. Staying lifted. And then over to the other side. Opening the arm and chest behind. Yeah, that really opens the breath for me. So find a simple position or movement that works for you for whatever your issue is that you need, or you find that you're a way that your body's contracting. And our breath is usually the way that it contracts, or we notice it maybe first. We hold our breath. And breath is critical. So any way that you can find a way to help open that, it's very helpful. And so fold forward over the legs now, or when you're ready. Lifting up in your own time. We're going to bring the knees up and gently make our way onto our backs, slowly and safely lowering down. Taking a moment. We can extend both our legs up toward the ceiling. Since you have your tie close by, if you need to, you can use that. And going into your own intuitive movements that feels just right for your body to be complete today. whether it's happy baby or glute stretch or I'm going to go into reclining butterfly. It feels pretty good after working through dancing Shiva, and the pelvis feels open. All the moves that feel just right for you. And when you're ready, coming into Savasana, the most important pose of all for integration. Experience the stillness. And so breathing in and breathing out. Noticing how you feel in your mind and your body. And especially your heart. And if you'd like to continue resting, please do. Or if you're ready to move, gently and slowly make your way up to a comfortable seated pose. And as we drop our chin toward the chest, letting the head rotate from shoulder to shoulder. And bring the chin to the center of the chest, lifting the head and lifting the hands in front of the heart. As we breathe in through the heart and out through the heart. Wishing you a wonderful day ahead. Namaste.